would you ride a horse? There's no point. It's ethically wrong to ride a horse if you're not a cowboy.
It's true. Aristotle taught.
Aristotle.
It's all about virtue theory, and it's not virtuous to ride a horse if you are not a cowboy. So therefore, immoral.
Yeah.
Was Aristotle a cowboy?
No, he never rode a horse.
Oh.
You don't need to be a cowboy. No cowboy morals in theory.
Well, Aristotle was the one who got locked in the tower, and he had to let his hair down.
Yeah.
So who was climbing up his hair?
Nobody.
Nope.
He would just write books and then tie it in a knot in his hair and just drop it.
He wished Socrates would show up.
Socrates.
We're good.
Yes.
We good.
Me good.
Thanks for entering the crypt with us. We're Bone Patrol. I'm Aaron.
Chris.
I'm Tyler.
I was grabbing and stretching my face.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was echoey.
And today we're going to uncover how a monster created solely by internet interactions ended up resulting in a attempted murder.
Ooh.
Now, if you grew up anytime in the 2000s whatsoever, you'll definitely already know who we're talking about here.
Ronald.
I mean, everyone knows. I think this creature, it really did sweep the early 2000s by storm.
Yeah, I'd say 2008 to
well, almost until now, even
till now, yeah. Because there's a movie that came out. What was it?
There multiple movies?
Well, no, the movie that we saw together.
I think there was two
Well,
Hollywood films that were in theaters.
Well, there's been plenty of movies inspired. I'm not sure. I only know of the one off the top of my head that's actually just a straight.
I thought there was two.
Oh, I don't know.
The tall man, the lanky man.
Linky.
Yeah, possibly. Anyway, if you haven't caught on by now, we're talking about the Slender Man.
Oh man, not the Slender Man.
Our story starts on the Something Awful forums, which is just your typical 4chan-esque site. It's made up of text threads, pictures, memes, and I was looking into it. My personal favorite section of the site was called the Lepers Colony, and it's where they put all the banned users. You can go look and see what their name is, why they were banned, who banned them, what they exactly said to get banned. It's pretty interesting.
So they get banned because of something they said or something they
posted,
do?
yeah. And then they put all that when they banned them in the Lepers Colony, so you can keep track of all the banned users, how long they're banned for, what kind of ban they received, and exactly what they did to receive the ban.
I wonder if they actually got leprosy.
What?
You mean their account?
Yeah.
They're
their skin.
They send them a email.
They send out an armadillo in the mail.
Armadillo with leprosy.
It's a download.
Hey, what's
link.
this?
You click on it and you unzip it and you get leprosy.
Oh,
it's
you
it's a
have
pizza,
leprosy.
I swear.
Your keyboard keys start falling out. You're like, oh shoot!
If you're not familiar with these kinds of websites, you basically you can just post pretty much anything. And they call them threads. And what you do is you post a title saying, hey, everybody post your favorite breakfast cereal. And then everybody can comment on it, kind of like a Facebook post, and it's just everyone writing their favorite breakfast cereal. But you can specifically respond to other users, and typically there's a point system where you can upvote users who you thought made good comments or downvote users who you thought made bad comments. And so this story starts on a thread that was titled, Create Paranormal Images.
Oh.
That was it.
Ooh.
That's how simple it is, and it just lets everyone who uses the forum just go ham, and they try to create their own paranormal images, and they post it to the thread, and people get to see them and interact and, see if they like it or not.
I tried posting a picture of myself, and it got pretty popular.
It got immediately to the Lepers Colony.
This guy.
Yuck.
And so this thread here would become the birthing ground for the internet's self-created boogeyman. A user by the name of Slidebit predicted what the outcome of the forum would be by writing, you just know a couple of the good ones are going to eventually make it to paranormal websites and be used as genuine. And that's exactly what happened.
Good one.
So what happened was a digitally altered photo was posted, and it was basically depicting a playground with kids playing. And then, in the background of the picture, you could see a tree, and then under it was this just massive, lanky, appendaged creature.
Is that Larry Bird back there?
Oh my gosh, Larry Bird, shoot that 3-pointer.
Do it for the kids.
Do it for the kids. Do it for your NBA championship.
Come on, Larry.
And then behind this creature was basically just protruding a bunch of snakes or tentacle-like things.
That's when they quickly realized it wasn't Larry.
Larry doesn't have tentacles.
And then there was a second photo posted as well, and this was it showed like a group of young adults. They were walking on a trail, and right behind them is a blurry, tall, no-faced figure. And these photos were accompanied by a text, and I'm going to read this text word by word. So word for word, it says, "One of 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at the library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. 1986 photographer Mary Thomas, missing since June 13th, 1986. Was those the years that Larry Bird was playing?
Yeah, he was playing in '86. I think they won a championship or they were in the NBA Finals that year.
It was just Larry Bird.
Yeah.
They weren't paranormal at all. It was just a picture somebody took with Larry Bird. They saw him at a park and they would take a selfie.
He's the one who caused the fire.
It's an early, it's like a Quasimodo thing. He's like sneaking out of the NBA to be a regular guy. I'm not just a tall basketball player. I like playgrounds too. Go away, Larry.
Go ahead, Larry. We don't want you here.
But what's crazy is these 2 photos single-handedly sparked everything that would be Slender Man. And it really just exploded. People started making more and more of these altered photos. There were games, movies, creepypastas, real-life sightings. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah. Like, the first time I came across Slenderman was the video game, the computer game where you had to collect all the pages of the diary. Scary times.
I mean, yeah. Well, so that's weird because it grew like a cult following that turned into the whole world. Everybody knew about it. Like, everybody. It was like how when you go to Comic-Con and everyone wants to dress up, but they don't have the time or money to make a fancy costume, so they just get the spandex Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
It was that, but it was Slenderman.
You get the white spandex suit and a suit with a black tie and just wear it.
Yeah.
And it was just really cool though because people would alter photos. They would take old-looking photographs or even go to cave drawings, and they would alter pictures of Slenderman hidden in there. And it was kind of cool though to see the internet come together and build collectively, the lore behind this mythical creature that they created themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really interesting. But like that one user predicted, it got to the point where people couldn't see between reality and fiction.
Sadly.
Yes. So, Christopher, tell us a little bit. If I was to be out in the woods, just by myself, collecting journal pages with obscure drawings, how would I know if I was looking at the Slender Man?
Well, so he's extremely tall and lanky. He's got short shorts and a tank top with bird on the back of it.
Okay. What color?
Is it green?
It's green.
Green and white?
Yeah, green and white.
Yeah, green and white. If you get close enough, you might be able to see his beautiful blonde hair.
Oh, yeah. And that mustache.
Oh.
I should have worn my Larry Bird socks today.
You should have.
No, but really, he is tall and lanky, but he's got no facial features. He doesn't wear a jersey. It's just a black suit. He's got these long tentacle-like appendages so he can scoop you up. And as you ask different people, obviously he has different powers because there is no real backstory to him. He was just created on the internet and everyone started throwing stuff together. But almost everyone agrees on that once you see him, you can't escape him. He just stalks you, and the whole point is he drives you crazy. He's always getting closer to you, but you never see him moving. He teleports around. So it's he's behind me, and then you turn the corner, and he's at the end of the hallway, and it's supposed to drive you crazy. And then once he gets you, he puts a little spell on you, does a little pixie dust on your head, so you can do his bidding for him. So pretty much he doesn't kill anybody, he just drives you crazy, brainwashes you, and then you kill people for him.
And typically in the lore he targets children, and he'll use them as proxies to draw on adults. And also, once you start seeing him, there's no escape. and he's just going to slowly mess with you until you're driven to madness. And that could be you see him in real life, you see him in the picture. I mean, like was it Insidious where the picture was haunted?
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I believe they also kind of took off of this lore as well, that, you know, you see this creature in the picture and then it's slowly going to start coming closer and closer until it's in reality. So there was been a lot of movies, honestly, horror movies in the last, I'd say, 10 years that have used this kind of lore
Yeah.
To their advantage.
Yeah, and as far as Slenderman's lore goes, the only way to like escape his grasp is to beat him in a 1v1 on the court, out in the streets.
Man, that's got to be hard, man. With that length and his arms, he could just dunk.
Well, what rules are we playing? Playing street rules or
Yeah.
playing NBA official?
Street rules.
Street rules.
That's your...
Slenderman went down
So
to
you're
New
done.
York
Yeah.
looking for a kid to steal. He was in a bind.
Who was in the bind?
So you're telling me if you're playing and you get a shot off the heezy, 5 extra points.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
bounce it off the easy.
Yep,
All right.
I agree.
So basically what we're saying is you can't win.
No one has yet.
No one has. Don't.
Because you can't look at him either. So you'd have to be playing like blindfolded or with your eyes closed.
Well,
We're just like looking down.
yeah.
So we're going to call out to our favorite listener, LeBron James. Challenge the Slenderman, defeat him once and for all, save us all, please.
I believe in you, LeBron. Please.
And thank you for all you do for us.
Are they making a second Space Jam
Yeah, they've already made it.
with LeBron?
Yeah.
Do you think that Slenderman's in it as one of the
Oh,
monsters?
Dude, he's probably one of the monsters.
No.
Larry Bird finds the ball that all the powers are in, and he grabs it, and he's like, and he turns into the Slenderman origin.
No.
Yep. I'm
only
actually in. I'm in a group chat with LeBron, and he's giving me all this information. The only other person in the group chat is Larry Bird.
Interesting. Does he say Taco Tuesday a lot?
What, Larry Bird?
No, LeBron.
No.
Are they
Okay.
bringing,
But oddly enough,
Interesting.
Larry Bird does.
are they bringing back Moron Mountain?
Yes.
Moron.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So what would you say some of the most famous creations after the original photos that spawned from the Slenderman lore?
Famous creation.
NBA Jam.
Space Jam.
That video game Tyler was talking about, I think just
called Slender.
Slender. Yeah.
Just a free download.
Yeah, anyone can download it. I'm pretty sure it's still up.
Yeah, it is.
I don't. Think
The
take
game
that down.
depicts you as you don't see the face. It's like an unknown character walking through the woods at night by themselves, and you're collecting these pages which have like manic drawings on them depicting Slenderman. And as you collect more, the Slenderman starts chasing you faster and faster. And the goal of the game is to collect as many notes as possible before Slenderman kills you.
Hey, I hung those up on purpose. Put it back.
Put it back, guys. Come on.
And everybody knows you got to do like the bathroom first. You got to go to the that's a location. You don't need to use it.
You gotta use the bathroom
But
first.
maybe also a good idea.
Grab a drink of water.
You gotta go to the bathroom location first. You gotta go to like the car areas first, because if you don't, if you wait too late in the game, he's way too fast and he just kills you every time and he will scare you.
Yeah, he's scary.
It is a freaky game. Scared. I think literally anybody who, I would say between late elementary school to high school age during
During that
the,
time.
like the mid-ish 2000s has definitely played the game.
Oh yeah.
What else has spawned from him?
There's
been
the movie.
The movie. There's been YouTube channels, right?
Yeah. There's the one really famous called Marble Hornets, where this guy, it's like he's created a series
Really?
of like his interaction with Slenderman. And I haven't watched it all, but there's a lot of episodes, if you will. And
So is it like a night show where he like brings Slenderman on and they sit in a recliner
Yeah.
and they're talking?
well, like it's kind of like the carpool karaoke.
Carpool karaoke. So he's driving around. Slenderman's in the passenger
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah.
Going like, stop here. We need to pick up this child.
Have
Okay.
you seen the $20 song together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Marble Hornet sings it, and then it goes to Slenderman's face, and it just goes. Yeah, it's not a great show. It didn't. Really
It's not a
hit-
great show.
It didn't really hit right.
Oh man.
No, it's just about his interactions with Slenderman, and how it. I haven't watched it, so I don't know for sure, but it's like how it drives him crazy. I like watched like the first couple of episodes back in the day, and then very recently, because we were doing this, I watched the end one, hoping like it would make sense, like what happened. It made no sense. He like was throwing away a mask he was wearing and stuff, and Slender Man wasn't even in it. He was just driving around.
So like Brennan told me about these, and he said at first they were really good, and you were kind of sucked into it, and then as they went on, they just became a little more disappointing.
Like Scrubs, Spider-Man,
The
except
Office.
it was the opposite. It was Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3 was good.
Well,
2 was
Spider-Man.
alright. 1 was awful.
Looking at all the series together, it started out number 1, couldn't be topped, Tobey Maguire, and it's been downhill ever
Pizza
since.
time.
Pizza time.
No, yeah. So I mean, I've heard overall good things about the Marble Hornets. It's a thing if you want to check it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something. I mean, I even made some Slenderman videos with some of my friends growing up, but we didn't have at the time. We do now. We own the white morph suit, but at the time we didn't. So we needed something to play the Slenderman. What we did own between me and a close friend was 2 cardboard life-size cutouts of Legolas from Lord of the Rings. So that was our Slenderman.
I think that's twice as scary.
Yeah, it was pretty terrifying. Yeah, so we made 2 Slenderman videos. But it was just like, it was just the thing. It was the crazy. Everyone was into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like the TikTok of the day.
Oh, yes.
The Fortnite.
Oh. Whoa.
Oh.
I don't think Slenderman's getting banned from the U.S. anytime soon.
I would hope he was just banned from the U.S.
Do you think
Can we just ban monsters?
Do you think Slenderman got corona?
He doesn't have a face, so he can't inhale. So
Can't
now,
breathe.
no respiratory diseases for him. He's also the perfect mask.
It's true.
Yeah. So if you don't want to catch corona,
Be Slenderman?
So your mouth shut.
sew your mouth shut and
Put things in your grapes in your nose.
in your nose.
Yeah, and then all of this was fun and games until, an attempted murder case.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I did a little research on this. I watched a couple of YouTube documentaries and read about it. So we're going to go way back in the time machine. We're going to go to 2014.
That is so far back. That's the
6
farthest.
years.
That's the farthest back we've ever been.
Yeah.
I wasn't even born yet.
And so we're going to go to this place in Wisconsin. It's called Waukesha. This is a suburb of Milwaukee. It's 18 miles from the center of Milwaukee. And what happens here is 2 girls, going into junior high. They're 12 years old. And they planned to murder one of their friends to prove the existence of Slender Man.
Well, I don't think. Well, they might consider this girl their friend. I don't think this girl is considering them her friend.
No, I mean, they would hang out, but, both of these girls were kind of socially inept. They didn't have very many friends growing up. And these 2 girls, it's Morgan Geyser and Anissa Wire. And, of course, they were obsessed with Slender Man.
As everyone was at the time.
Was, yeah.
But they just took it.
They took it to a next level. And so they believed that they needed to murder their friend in order to protect their families because they were worried that Slender Man would kill their families and kill them. And so they decide we need a sacrifice. And so they go, well, Peyton, she's a nice girl. We should sacrifice her.
Is this the Bible story where they go to sacrifice Peyton and then Slender Man shows up and was like, it was a test?
It was a test, guys. Come on. No.
Gosh.
So yeah, their friend Peyton Lutner, they decided near Morgan's birthday that they would murder her.
What a great present.
And so
Good friends.
Yeah, good friends. And so it was, I think, really close to Morgan's birthday, and they decided to have a sleepover with, Peyton, Morgan, and Anissa. And the morning after the sleepover, they decided to go to this park. And this is May 31st. And they go to this park. It's called David's Park. And it's like a really heavily wooded area. It's not a forest because I looked it up, and it's basically like a 3-acre plot that's just has a lot of trees. And so they take her there and they play hide and go seek. And so Morgan, she's like, "Oh, I'll be it." And so you guys go hide. And so Anissa and Peyton, they go hiding. And, ready or not, here I come. And Morgan, is walking. And their plan is that I believe it's Morgan who has the knife. And what their plan was to push Peyton down and then have Morgan stab Anissa. Or stab Peyton. And so that's basically what happens. Anissa sees Morgan and she's gonna find them, and Anissa shouts, I think she shouts like, "Do it now," and she pushes Peyton to the ground, pins her, and then Morgan comes over and with I think it was a 5-inch knife, stabs Peyton 19 times.
Oh my gosh.
And she stabs her, I think, if I remember right, 12 times in the leg. 12 times in the leg, 4 times in the chest, and then 3 times in the arm. And so she's just badly, just bleeding. And, Anissa and, Morgan, right after they stabbed her, they with your conscience, you're like, did we just, murder our friend? And so, Anissa's like, you need to lay down, don't move. And they just got up and left her to die.
All right.
And then they went to, I think they dropped by Walmart to wash the blood off their clothes, and they hid their clothes in their backpacks, and they were walking on Interstate 94 for a couple of miles. Luckily, Peyton, she crawls out of this wooded area, and there's a bike trail or a running trail going through the park, and she just winds up on that bike trail, and this guy just, happens, luckily, to roll by her, and she's
gosh, I thought you were going to say run her over.
No.
Luckily just runs her over and keeps on going.
Then, luckily he finds her, and, they call 911. She's rushed to the ER. They call their parents, or Peyton's parents. They go to the ER. She's, rushed into surgery. She was about to die, because...
Well, just tell me how much blood she's lost.
Well, yeah, because one of the knife wounds was just a millimeter. The surgeon, they interviewed him, and he's like, if that knife went a millimeter deeper, she would have been dead, immediately, because it would have tore one of her arteries. And so, she's really lucky she survived. But Morgan and Anissa, they're walking down I-54, and they're trying to get to this, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a national park in Wisconsin, and it's a forested area, and they believe that that's where Slender Man lived with his mansion.
He's got a mansion now?
Yeah, he's got a mansion in there. And so they're like, well, let's walk there. And it's a 20-mile walk. They make it 3 miles, and then they just sit on the edge of the interstate.
If Slenderman got a mansion, he definitely got a car he can pick him up.
Yeah. Can you call an Uber?
Please, Slendy.
Please, Slendy. And so the police find them right off because, 2 girls who are 12 years old walking on an interstate, they pick them up. They interrogate them, and throughout, the tapes, Anissa's more of the normal one. You can tell she does kind of have some problems, but she's not... she feels bad about stabbing Peyton.
That's good, I guess.
Kind of good, yeah. Morgan, on the other hand, was to me, it seemed like she was a sociopath. She's like, yeah, and then we stabbed her, and blah, blah, blah. And then one of the policemen gets news that, that Peyton's going into surgery, and they tell Morgan that, and she goes, she didn't die? And they're like, no, she's in surgery. She might die. And she goes, oh, just apathetic, just oh man.
And she could also be in shock,
yeah, that's
just
true.
Shut down.
But yeah. So she survives. They get sent to jail, of course, or not jail, but juvie.
Prison for a 12-year-old.
I'm gonna shank you in the shower.
All right, Morgan.
And so Anissa gets 25 years to life, and then Morgan was sentenced originally to 40 years to life, but she is now in a mental hospital.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because she was diagnosed with pretty paranoid schizophrenia. But yeah, that's basically the story.
Thankfully, nobody actually died. Yeah, I mean, something that was fun and a little creepy and everyone was enjoying turned into
craziness.
Yeah, something kind of really sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sad, like how, I was also researching, like how could this happen? Like two girls like have these kind of like delusions, and there's a thing called folie à deux.
Excuse me?
Folie à deux.
Huh?
Folie à deux. And it's basically a shared delusional disorder. Basically, what it is, usually it happens to people who don't have much social interaction and they're connected to a certain person, and that certain person is the instigator of the delusion. So in this case, it would be Morgan. So Morgan, she still claims that she still sees Slender Man and still, talks to him, worships him.
He stops in
to visit her sometimes.
How you doing?
Hey, sorry about this.
Sorry you couldn't make it to my mansion. It was a crazy party.
It's crazy party. But yeah. So like the person who's the instigator of the delusion, and then you've got the person who goes along with it, but they somehow share that delusion together, and they do just wild stuff.
Wild as in rip a do, or wild as in stab a kid in the woods?
Sometimes that, and then sometimes the latter.
Yeah, so there's been some good things, a couple bad things. Overall, I think it was mostly fun.
I had fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think recently it's been kind of, not as
I think it's died down, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, after the movie was a huge flop.
Yeah. We watched it in the movie theater and we're like, is that scary?
Was on my birthday, right?
I think
it was
so.
My birthday,
yeah.
Since when it came out, it was just like, it was pretty disappointing.
I remember laughing in the theater.
They did like kind of like a reboot of the Slender game that you can get on console and computer, and it was fine. But like it just didn't have quite the same feel as the original game. And at that point, though, the craze had already been dying down, and so many like better horror games and movies had come out that it just didn't really stand the test of time against the new age things that were coming out, I think.
Yeah, and I think with like most mythology, there's a time where it's like really popular, and then there's times where it just dies down and no one talks about it really.
But I do believe that eventually there's going to be a game or a movie that comes out, whether it specifically says Slender Man or not. Like it will be based on Slender Man. I mean, it's gonna come back. It's not gone.
No, it's not gone. No, it's just a little quieter.
But it's kind of cool that the internet could collectively come together and create a monster that then becomes so popular that we know that even here and now, today in 2020, we could have movies and games about it in the future.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No, I don't think that even the creator probably was like, whoa.
Yeah. He's probably just mad that he doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah. Where's my royalties?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're honestly, the best part about Slender Man is going and looking at all the fan fiction yourself, reading the creepypastas, looking at all the pictures. I mean, what we gave you was the big things, the games, the movies, the attempted murder.
The big things. The important things.
But those are the things that I would say most people know about. But there is so much more to it if it's something you're interested in, like to get lost in it. My favorite bit of lore about Slender Man is the idea that he only follows people because he's trying to get $20. He needs $20 to go to the club, and he's just asking for $20.
Yeah, his wife's in there.
Yeah, his wife's in there, and he needs $20 to get in.
His wife used all the money they had to get in, which was $20.
Yeah, that's my favorite piece of lore about Slender Man.
Let him in the club.
Let him in the club. He may have a mansion, but he needs to be in that club.
My question, does he have different suits, or does he wear the same suit continuously?
I hope so.
I mean, it might be hard to get a suit tailored to
Oh,
fit.
yeah.
You know?
Well, because they have to look at you to measure you. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, sorry, sir. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It's probably just one suit. You're
Yeah.
probably stinky.
So I think this goes without saying that Slender Man is fake. This isn't even what we need to like discuss. Like the creations are pretty obvious. Okay, what is that face you're making?
He's real.
He is not.
Yeah. Larry Bird. That's it.
He's Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird is him.
All right. So the real question is, assuming Larry Bird wasn't just a fictional character, how would you kill him?
Larry Bird?
Larry Bird or
Slender Man.
Oh. Would a mirror work? Is he like?
Yeah, what if he looks at himself?
Yeah. Will he go insane?
He's like, oh my gosh, I'm ugly.
Well, I don't know. He doesn't have eyes. He's never depicted with eyes, so I don't know if he can truly see.
See, yeah.
So you gotta go
Shoot.
pinata mode.
Yeah.
Pinata.
I think if you just punched him.
Yeah, you just gotta blindfold yourself. Everyone's blindfolded with sticks, and you walk out in the woods and just start swinging.
And then what? Or like baseball bats with like nails in them.
Yeah, just start
And
swinging.
Just start swinging.
Don't hit your friend.
Yeah, just hope not.
But if your friend gets hit, it's a sacrifice.
Use
you
him
need to
as
make.
bait.
Can he possess multiple people at the same time, or is it one at a time?
I think I've seen pictures with like multiple children like around him.
Okay. I'm going to say, as soon as someone was possessed, you could just banish that person forever.
Banish him to the leopard colony.
Yeah, just send him to the leper colony, and there he resides. Why don't we just ban him?
Yeah, just banish him to a leopard colony.
Make it illegal to be Slender Man.
Let's strap a bomb to a mannequin.
Yeah, blow him up.
Oh, mannequin.
Yeah. I don't think he really abides by any rules.
Yeah, I don't think so. But in reality, that pretty much sums it up, right, for the Slender Man? We
Yeah.
lock that one up in the crypt.
Yeah, see you, Larry.
Have fun in there. Did we give him a basketball?
Yeah, well,
That's
we
nice of
built
us.
a hoop.
Hoop, yeah.
It's a pretty big crypt. He's got a half court in there.
Yeah.
You can just hear his shoes a squeaking away.
Yeah. Now, since we got the time, next week we wanted to go over, what was it called?
Randonautics.
Randonautica.
Randonautica.
Oh,
And why we usually don't say what we're talking about the next week, just in case we decide to change it up on you.
True.
But this one, I think it would be fun because it's something that you can go download yourself and try before we talk about it. It's an app that, well, Chris, do you want to explain it a little bit more?
Oh, yeah. So it's an app that... what it does is it gives you random coordinates, completely random. And they're usually
In your location.
In your
yeah,
location.
10,
It's like within
10 to 15 minutes away at the most.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At the most. Usually they're not very far away.
Yeah.
But the idea behind it is you go into it with an intent, is what they call it. Something on your mind, something you're looking for, something to benefit you. So, like, say I'm going to do it and I'm like, man, I could really use a McDouble right now. So I open Randonautica, I like McDouble, generate coordinates, boom, take me to McDonald's. That's kind of the idea.
But it sends you to Wendy's.
Yeah.
because the idea is it's based off of like chaos theory, chaos magic.
It's like what you put out into the universe gives back.
Only if you truly believe in it is the idea. If there's any doubt, it's not going to work. And one thing we looked up is, so you don't have to necessarily be as specific as McDouble. You can just say hungry, and that could be your intent.
Hungry.
Yeah, and so you just focus on being hungry, and then it's going to give you those coordinates, and you're supposed to go and discover why it sent you there.
Yeah, it's a journey, because what it does is you have so many points you can use a day, and what that means is each coordinate generated is 1 point, and I think each day you have 10.
Yeah.
So you use all 10 to go on this journey to discover what you need.
Yeah, so we're going to go over next week, some things, some stories that have occurred, some things people have claimed while using this app. And we've been testing it ourselves, and I mean, if you want to, you can go download Randonautica.
Yeah, Randonautica.
Yeah, you can download it yourself and try it, see what you think, maybe so you can enjoy the stories a little more and appreciate what we'll be talking about next week.
And it's interesting, I was looking on the App Store, there's actually rip-offs already.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that said, I think we can call it call it a night and leave you with some good night kisses. One from Larry Bird in the grave. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to leave you with the Larry Bird kiss. That was pretty fulfilling. Thank you, thank you. Listen, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do, share it. Just don't make a competing podcast. Thank you.